Is Thursday, March the 13th, a few minutes after 5 a.m. And I was taking a look at Rgti. Might be interesting. Here is a graph or a chart of their stock, 1-day candlesticks, going back over the course of a year. If we look to the left over here, we see that late last year, this stock was worth nothing. It was a penny stock at one point. It managed to float above a buck. And then at the end of the year, it rallied quite a bit. Got as high as 2021, looks like 2142-ish. Had a horrible gap open lower one day, lost over a third of its value. And since then, it's been floating between, let's call it 15 and 5, which is quite a range for a stock that's trading at about $9. I took a little peek at the company, and without getting into too many details about the financials, generally speaking, it's a quantum computing, falls in the quantum computing sector. It's a quantum computing company, and they're into the superconducting quantum processors that power quantum computers. Note that the company's base, the headquarters, are in California, and as we all know, California produces over half of the country's fruits and nuts, and Berkeley is at the center of it all. All right, getting back to the stock, I was taking a look at some way to build a position in a company that I think is probably going to be worth 0 or 100. I don't know, something wild like that, but I don't imagine it's going to stay in this price area. So if we look at what I have here, this is constructing a two-legged box between 7 and 11, which is roughly $2 on either side of 9, which is close to the current the price of the underlying. Anyway, if we look at this, we notice that the box, as it's constructed, has a width of 4. So this box has to go out for a value of $4. And taking a look at the premium that you're paying, if you use ask to ask on the prices I'm about to go over, we'll come up with roughly $1.50. And these aren't accurate. The market's not open. It's not going to open for another hour and 20 minutes. But anyway, take a look at the premium on this $11 or the put at the 11 strike. We have 90 cents of premium here, and the strike for the $7 call, the $7 call strike, has premium of 60. So again, ask to ask, that's going to be $1.50 over the box of 4. That's a lot of premium to pay for 4, but this is just something that I'm starting to play around with to come up with different choices for how I can construct a trade where I think there might be an explosive movement one way or the other. If we look at the risk graph of this, P&L will look like the following. Now remember, down in this area, let's just call this the red zone, what you're going to lose here is the premium. So it's in the example I showed, it's $1.50. For example, if at expiration Rgti closes at 9, the put, the $11 put, is going to be worth 2. The $11 call is going to be worth 2. The box is worth 4. It's always going to be worth 4 at expiration. But if you pay $5.50 for it, it's going to cost you, you're going to lose $1.50 per one lot on this. However, if there is price movement and there is enough of it in either direction, you can hedge off the risk and leave yourself with a synthetic call, or I can leave myself with a synthetic put. And I can, even if I do multiples of this, so let's say I did 10. Okay, so I spent $1,500 in premium for this position. If I get movement one way or the other, I can peel off half of them, leave myself with 5, and use half of the position to hedge away or at least recover the cost of the trade. And then again, I would leave myself with a synthetic here, or I can leave myself with a synthetic long position on the other side by selling this. So I'd be synthetically long, in this case, the $11 call. Looks like that. Or, let me show you the other side. I'd leave myself synthetically long a $7 put. Right here. All right, so that's what I'm looking at now. If I'm actually going to do something like this, remains to be seen. I'm gonna look a little more closely, but right now this is interesting to me. It's had a lot of volatility recently. I mean, for goodness sakes, just 4 or 5 months ago, this thing was a penny stock, and suddenly out of nowhere, it's trading for 21, and then trading for $5, $6, $5, 15, 9. Like I said, that's that area of the country produces a lot of nuts.